Next on Worcester News tonight, Worcester's first recreational marijuana dispensary is open for business. We hear from the store's first customers. Plus, a student-athlete leadership conference in Worcester discusses the impact young leaders have in their communities. Good evening, I'm Olivia Lemon. The city of Worcester makes history Wednesday, opening its first recreational marijuana dispensary. Good Chemistry was also the city's first medical shop. The company's CEO says they have years of experience and they've learned a lot from other local shops opening. Our Chandler Walsh spoke with some of the store's first recreational customers. She joins us now with more. Chandler.
Olivia, Good Chemistry's medical customers have priority sale and parking right across the street. The company says those customers can come in anytime they're open, but it's not the case for their new recreational customers. Yeah! Felix Martinez was one of the first people to legally purchase recreational marijuana in Worcester.
Elevate your life. It's a beautiful thing right there.
I'm gonna go and just go home right now and just try something and relax.
Good Chemistry opened its doors to new customers Wednesday. They're requiring appointments for at least the first week to avoid traffic issues and larger crowds.
It'll be more organized instead of like chaos, madness.
We have seen other rollouts recently go smoothly. Some of them have appointments, some of them didn't, but it was something that we worked with the city.
CEO Matthew Huron is excited to make this history. Good Chemistry was also Worcester's first medical dispensary. Huron says he has a connection to the city and coming here was important to him.
My grandparents lived here for many years. My godson was born here. My brother-in-law now lives here, and I've been coming to Worcester for the last 20 years or so.
The company has been in this Harrison Street building for 7 years. Landlord Dino LaRusso says he felt comfortable with them from the beginning.
I welcome new businesses, no matter what it is. I feel there's a need for this business in Worcester.
Good Chemistry has availability for 360 adult use customers with 45 appointments an hour. Martinez walked out with $130 worth of product. He's been planning for the day for months.
Physical things for me, like breathing sometimes, hard time sleeping, so it really helps me with my muscles, and I just wanted to be the first here and just be excited about the first product.
Huron says they'll meet with the Licensing Commission in a week to determine if appointments need to continue or can be dropped. They're stepping into the market at a time of milestone sales in the state. The Cannabis Control Commission releasing data. Recreational sales have now passed $100 million. Live in Worcester, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
All right, thank you, Chandler. It was another dreary day in central Massachusetts, and it looks like the gloomy pattern is sticking around. Here's meteorologist Pamela Gardner with a first look at our forecast.
Hey, good evening. We have mostly cloudy skies, and the clouds will rule the forecast the next several days. Not tracking any washouts completely per se, but the same weather pattern day after day will hang tough. In the 50s for this evening across Worcester County, upper 40s overnight tonight with a chance for some scattered showers. And our exclusive in-house forecast network shows that we'll see some light rain overnight tonight, but very late after midnight. Then by tomorrow morning, we dry things off temporarily. Across the county, though, central Mass, it's going to be a little bit of a damp day. So overnight lows tonight will be in the low to mid 40s and tomorrow's highs stuck in the low 50s with a couple of sprinkles, some clouds, and an east-northeast wind. Coming up in your 10-day forecast when we could see a warm-up.
An investigation into the possible contamination of a Worcester public school building is complete. According to the state's Department of Environmental Management, testing inside the Gate Lane school showed normal conditions. The agency has no plans to conduct further soil gas testing inside the school. The building is next to a dry cleaning business on Main Street. They were fined by the state earlier this year for releasing a chemical believed to be harmful to humans at high exposure levels. The board of directors at the White Oak Conservation Society announcing the removal of the Eagle Lake Dam. In a Facebook post, the group says the state has classified the dam as a high hazard and recently downgraded its condition to poor. As a result, they are required by the Office of Dam Safety to repair or remove the dam or face significant fines. The group held many meetings and held discussions with interested parties, but without any resolution. The removal of the dam is expected to begin today. Councillor Konstantina Lukes announcing she will not seek re-election to Worcester City Council. Lukes has been an at-large member on the council for 30 years. She did take out nomination papers in early March to make another bid, but is now no longer considering the option. All 6 at-large city councilor incumbents have taken out nomination papers. With Lukes dropping out, there will now be 1 seat up for grabs. Candidates must file their nomination papers by May 14th. Worcester Public Schools Superintendent Maureen Benenda says she is working to address racially unequal suspension rates in the district. This month, the local group called for her and the school safety director to step down, but Benenda says the school district is working on the issue. Our Roslyn Flaherty spoke with the superintendent today and joins us now with the latest. Roslyn.
Olivia, Latinos and students of color make up a majority of the Worcester Public Schools. Local groups say Latinos are being suspended more and it isn't being addressed. Meanwhile, the superintendent says she has been working on it. Superintendent Maureen Benenda says the Worcester Public Schools have been addressing problems of suspension rates since she took the position.
A plan for discipline can't be just a plan for discipline. Academic performance, attendance in school, and discipline, they all follow each other.
Benenda faces criticism by the Worcester Coalition for Education Equity and other groups over racial inequities in the district. Benenda says although suspension rates are down overall, the district is suspending Latino students twice as much as white students, and they're looking into why it's happening.
How can we move all students to where they need to go? If kids feel that they love their school and that they feel wanted and they feel valued there, that suspensions drop.
The Coalition for Education Equity released a statement saying, "It is quite interesting and even seems disingenuous that on the heels of a public call for accountability, that all of a sudden there is a system-wide campaign to reform school discipline ready to be launched." But Benenda says it's something they have been working on for years and will continue to work on why there is a gap.
You have to have schools where students, and parents feel welcomed.
She says next year they're adding a trauma team who works with students who would otherwise be suspended for behavioral issues. The school district is also applying for grants to train staff in unconscious bias.
I never met anyone that wanted to suspend kids, right? We want to have safe schools, however, and we're going to have safe schools.
Now, Benenda says they have to wait to see if they get approved for the grant to start training the staff. Roslyn Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Is Worcester trying to pursue another big name to the city? Right now, the answer is no, but city leaders say should Massachusetts try to bring toy maker Hasbro to the state, Worcester would be interested. Our Bernie Schaefer has more.
The city isn't actively working to bring the headquarters of toy maker Hasbro to Worcester, but say in a statement, should the Commonwealth be engaging Hasbro in dialogue, the city would be interested in participating. Area lawmakers say a big company like Hasbro would be a game changer.
I think it's been a long time icon in the state of Rhode Island, but certainly here in Worcester, we're accustomed to having big businesses in the area, so another one would be great.
This adds jobs, good paying jobs. It adds a whole another demographic to a whole another area to our economic base, which I think, and again, it's going to help elevate the city of Worcester in this area, not just nationally, but internationally.
Hasbro brought in more than $4 billion in 2018 and spans across 30 different countries. The city has already won over the Pawtucket Red Sox. Representative Jim O'Day says it could help persuade the toy company.
I think Worcester has proven over the decades, whether it's a small company, a brand new company, a middle-sized company, or someone like the Pawtucket Red Sox, right? We're here, we're looking to do business. We're open for business, and we're a welcoming community. And so Hasbro certainly knows what has gone on between Worcester and the Pawtucket Red Sox.
City manager Ed Augustus says no city employees have made direct contact with Hasbro. The Massachusetts Office of Business Development is working to establish dialogue with the company. Senator Michael Moore says Worcester should be a serious candidate.
I think this shows that the efforts that the city and the local delegation, the state delegation, all the efforts that everyone's been making is paying off, that the state realizes that the city of Worcester is a place to go.
And we did reach out to Hasbro directly, but haven't heard back. The Providence Journal is reporting the company is evaluating several options. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
The Worcester Public Schools hosting a student-athlete leadership conference Wednesday. There were student-athletes from every school in the district in attendance. The conference featured speakers who spoke about hazing, substance abuse, and making good decisions. Worcester Fitness's Andy Sherry organized the Athletes in Motion portion, where students work together to complete physical tasks.
There's incredible energy in the room, and then at the end we'll come together and we'll have a big chant and a big cheer. We'll take a group picture, and these kids will leave with positive feelings that they can bring back to their teams and their schools.
And students say being on a sports team has been a highlight of their high school careers. Burncoat High School student Julia Moyna plays basketball, softball, and volleyball. She says she looks forward to bringing back knowledge from today to her fellow teammates.
As underclassmen, we learned a lot of important things to bring back to the underclassmen. Back at our schools, we're both leaders for teams, so I think it's really important that we can bring a lot of these things back to them.
We need to step up and become leaders, as all of the speakers have been saying.
Great experience coming back for a second year in a row. It really developed into something even bigger, and even more kids showed up, which is really cool. And us coming together, all Worcester Public Schools as a community, it really shows that when we get on the court or the field or whatever, we play each other. It's a different story, but at the end of the day, when we come together, we're all one.
And this was the second annual student-athlete leadership conference in Worcester. Organizers say a third is being planned, and they hope other schools in the nation adopt the event. A series of exhibits and educational interpretation is at the American Heritage Museum in Hudson, allows people to learn more about the history of our military and veterans. Wednesday, the museum hosted a tour of the site, showing the exhibits arranged in chronological order. The idea for the museum happened when the Collings Foundation received the world's largest privately held collection of tanks, armored vehicles, and military artifacts. The foundation says their goal is to exhibit the artifacts in the most meaningful way possible.
We are telling the story of our citizen soldiers, of the men and women who served in the military. We are also telling the story of world history. We tell the story of the development of technologies. We tell the stories of the impacts of war and everything in between.
And the museum's grand opening is Thursday at 10. The day will include the color guard presenting, a cannon salute, and weather permitting, the landing of an HH-60 Black Hawk helicopter from the National Guard.